In the small room, my sister and I were wrapped around each other. The small space made the love-making hotter than ever. Time seemed to stop to capture our most sublime moments. So, welcome to our channel. If you love attractive and emotional love stories, please come to our channel. Here, we will bring you stories full of surprises, touching and engaging. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any interesting stories. In today's video, we would like to present to you a story called Mary the Office, narrated by Jane. Please watch along. Currently, I am working in the warranty department of a large computer company in Alaska. On Monday morning, as usual, I collected the warranty receipts from the sales department to distribute to my colleagues to go to the customer's company to do the warranty. Looking at all the import-export companies, I quietly told everyone, please be careful with the data in the machine, otherwise you will have to pay a lot of money. Everyone knew their duty to go to the customer's company to do the warranty. Some employees stayed at the company headquarters, but I didn't stay, but went to a food import-export company quite far from the city. When I got to the company, I entered the room and was led by some employees on a motorbike. The machine was placed in the company's accounting department. The employees there were also polite and very welcoming. I checked the machine and found out that a virus had eaten several systems. After copying the data, I asked the owner of the machine to come out and talk. Unexpectedly, the owner of the machine was a pretty girl. I guessed she was only 23 or 24 years old. With her uniform, the curves on her body were revealed, looking extremely eye-catching. Her two soft white calves were extremely pleasant. Looking slightly up, her two grapefruits were also relatively large, bulging. The expensive bra lifted her two grapefruits slightly, making them look even more delicious. Her slightly curly hair further accentuated her mature beauty. Her face was not very pretty but quite charming, especially her two dimples and big round eyes. When she saw me calling, she smiled and said, "What's the matter? Is my computer seriously damaged?" "It's not a hardware problem, but I think it's because I received a lot of emails with viruses, so it ate all the files in them. If you have anything necessary, copy it. I'll copy it, but I'm still afraid of missing something," I said, and the girl also came over and picked up the mouse to copy what she needed. The slender white fingers made me feel excited. Then I leaned down a little to watch the girl work, and the light scent of perfume slowly drifted into my nose. The scent of perfume was not strong, just a faint scent, but extremely pleasant. After a while, the girl looked up, smiled, and softly said, "Okay, you continue for me." I gently let go of her desk to restart the machine. Suddenly she was startled and said, "Oh no, it's broken. There are some other extremely important things that I forgot to copy out. Is that okay? It's running like this. How can I do anything? Let me finish, then you can get it back for me." Waiting for the machine to finish took quite a long time. When I turned it back on, all those programs were gone. A little disappointed, I said softly, "This is a mess. Do you still have a computer at home? I'll bring the hard drive over tonight. I'll do it and copy it to your computer at home. If I just leave a copy like this, it'll be easy to lose it." "Yes, I'll come around 8 p.m. tonight. I'm home." I got the address and installed some more software for the girl. After I finished, I went to work for other companies. I replaced the hard drive for her to work and then took the hard drive back. Soon after the morning work was over, I returned to the company. My co-workers asked me, "How was work today? Was it good?" "I work for some high school girls. The computer has nothing but boys, which is annoying. I just play games and mess around with it, causing it to crash. I met a really pretty girl at work, but she didn't copy all the documents. So after I finished, I lost all the data. I'll probably go to her house tonight to get it back for her." I gave him the address, but he didn't have time to read it. After I finished speaking, I gave the address to my co-workers. Daniel, one of my co-workers, said, "Wow, that's a pretty name, Mary. And her house is near mine. Let's fix her computer and test it out. If I said she was pretty, I probably wouldn't be able to stand it anymore. It's not that bad, but it's quite pretty, and I only dare to fix computers and don't dare to touch anything in case her lover gets jealous. It's all over." We talked for a while and then went to lunch. Today, in the company's sales department, there were also a few girls who started working, fresh out of college, very pretty. All of them were beautiful. Hunter, who was also a colleague of mine at the company, said, "Wow, the new girls in the company are really good. I have to practice seducing them a bit." "If you have talent, then I'm scared. I don't have the ability to seduce. I'm still single," he joked again. With me, how could I not seduce a girl? I might be even worse. I'm just hiding my skills, I laughed, seeming to enjoy Hunter's flattery. I quietly told Hunter and Daniel that we would have a small party this weekend to celebrate their new job, and everyone agreed. After eating, we went in to rest a bit before heading to the afternoon shift. Admittedly, the afternoon had even more work, and we finished almost at night. We shared our experiences while working. At the end of the session, Daniel and I went out for a drink and then went home to shower. It was not until evening that I thought of an appointment with Mary, gently carrying the hard drive, some more software disks, and then going to the address Mary gave me. When I got there, it was a pretty 2-story apartment, which looked no different from the owner of that house. I rang the bell and Mary opened the door for me. When she saw me, Mary smiled and said, "I've been waiting for you since this afternoon. I thought you wouldn't come." "Oh, I just had some work at the company, so I came home late and I brought something to make for you." After saying that, I went inside the house with Mary. Mary looked pretty in her home clothes, although not as pretty as when she was dressed up to go to the company. But she was still very pretty. When I entered the house, my first impression was that it was a pretty apartment, with quite a lot of flowers in the house. I whispered to Mary, "You must love flowers, huh? I see flowers everywhere. I just like arranging flowers because flowers make people feel happier. Sit down and drink some water and I'll take you to my computer." I sat down and drank some water while looking at the apartment one more time. I admit that the decoration was quite neat and beautiful. A while later, I went to Mary's office. There were many books. The computer was in the middle of the room. I turned on the computer gently, installed a hard drive, put in a floppy disk, and restored the lost parts. Those parts gradually appeared. Mary saw that and was overjoyed, softly said, "I admit you are really talented, taking it out so easily. I thought you were gone. I was thinking of a plan to do it again because this Wednesday I have a meeting that needs documents like this." Most of the Word documents are easy to get, and I didn't have any difficulty. It just took a little time. Luckily, my hard drive is full of documents, so it's easy to get, but I can't do anything else. I focused on my work. Then Mary also quietly came closer to me and watched how I did it. The light fragrance from Mary's hair made me extremely happy. While I was working, I turned to Mary and smiled, and accidentally saw Mary's 2 grapefruits. Mary's collar was lowered, so I could clearly see the black bra lightly hugging her 2 grapefruits, which looked extremely delicious. Just looking at it, I didn't dare to do anything. After a while, I finished. I turned on the computer to copy it to Mary. When Mary saw that, she smiled and said, "I don't know how to thank you, so how much money should I send?" "Oh, why would I lose it? It's under warranty. And besides, I'm just helping you. Why waste money and money? Why make a mess of things?" I sat watching Mary's computer for a while and saw that there were quite a few families, movies and scenes of husband and wife appearing. When Mary saw that, she blushed a little in embarrassment and didn't say anything. I smiled and said, Do you like watching movies like this? In general, they're good, but the content is similar. I get bored watching them too many times. When I said that, Mary opened her heart and talked to me. I was bored at home, so I went online to download some stuff, but the actors acted like they were real. What kind of husband and wife are they? Can't we act like husband and wife? For me, that's normal because there's nothing wrong with that, and besides, this is also art. I know that, but I feel like it's a bit awkward, shy. I talked to Mary for a bit and then went home. As soon as I got my bike to the door, the rain suddenly started. Before I could do anything, I was already soaked. Mary saw me so wet and smiled and said, "Okay, you stay here until the rain stops and go home. It's late and there's nothing to do, so sit here and talk to me for a bit." I smiled and sat down, but my clothes were already wet. Mary smiled and said, "Okay, let me get you some clothes to change into. You're all wet." "I told you so, but you didn't listen." I smiled and waited for Mary. Mary went up to her room and brought down a set of clothes for me to change into. I went into Mary's bathroom and found the scent of perfume inside even stronger. After changing, I went outside and sat down to talk to Mary. Mary made me a cup of ginger tea and said, "Drink this to keep warm. If you don't get cold, you'll catch a cold." I brought the cup of ginger tea to my mouth. Its light aroma made me feel more awake and less cold. I smiled and said to Mary, "My family always has these things in the house. Women are different. My family doesn't have these things." "Where's your wife? Why don't you ask her to make them for you?" "If I had a wife, I would be lucky. No one would marry me. I'm ugly and incompetent." When I said that, Mary smiled and said, "You're joking like you don't have anyone, but you must be too picky, right? A talented girl like you would want to have it, but can't have it, right? Really? If anyone wants it, can you introduce them to me? I really want them too. I've been looking for them for a long time, but can't find them." "What kind of person do you want so I can introduce them to you? You see, my company has a lot of women, right? I just like people like you. You just need to introduce people like you." "That's all I need to be satisfied," I said. Mary blushed and looked down and said, "Then what else do I have to look for?" I saw Mary's face turn a little red from embarrassment after she finished speaking. Seeing that, I said to Mary, "There are so many guys chasing after you. If I could have you, it would be so good for my life." "If you say that, I'll be embarrassed. I'll never pay attention to someone like you." After talking for a while, the rain stopped. I stood up and walked out the door. Mary smiled and followed me, saying, "I'll wash your clothes tomorrow, and you can come pick them up." "Okay, just wear them and go home." I smiled and walked home, my heart filled with indescribable emotions. When I got home, I found some more documents to study and research. The next morning, I went to work with a fresh face. Daniel asked me, "Yesterday, she came to fix the machine for you, and she also fixed the other one, right? Looking at your face, I think you must have flirted with her again, right?" "What flirting? It's normal, especially since she doesn't have a boyfriend yet. Do you like it? I just glanced at her stuff yesterday, but it's so delicious that I can't stand it. Or you can take care of her. If you're bored, you can give it to us. It's not a big deal, right?" "You think it's easy? It's not like I mean it. She's a good girl. She's not a playboy that can do that." "It's true that if you're good at that, then I'll just say it in advance. If you can do it, I'll be grateful. But what else can I do?" Daniel and I went to work and started a new job. Today I went to fix computers for some high school students. When I got there, I saw a huge villa. I was stunned. When I rang the bell, a girl, I guessed she was only in 11th or 12th grade, ran out and asked me softly, "Are you here to fix computers?" "Yeah, what's wrong with the computer?" "It's running slow. Sometimes it freezes. I don't know. Come in and check it for me." I drove my bike in and went up to the girls' room. The room was typical of a student's room, with lots of books and stuff. The pretty bed looked extremely beautiful, and the youthful scent of perfume was also very pleasant. I opened her computer to see how it was. It was quite new. It turned out to be infected with a pretty bad virus. I finished scanning it and refreshed it a bit, and it ran smoothly again. I opened the computer gently and saw some movies filmed on a mobile phone. Opened it and saw that it was a scene of that girl with her boyfriend. I looked at her intently while her face turned red. Smiling slightly, I turned back and said softly with a bright smile, "You're only in high school and you're already doing it. Aren't you afraid that your parents will find out? And if I leave it on my computer like this, I'll lock it, so if someone else finds out, you'll be dead." Seeing me say that, the girl opened her heart to me, smiling and saying, "I filmed the movie a long time ago now that we've broken up. Let's watch it again to see how it is. It's okay. Besides, my parents never touch my computer. They can do whatever they want." "Then you're scared of us too. There's nothing more to say." "Okay, I'll go home. If anything happens, just call me to help." "Yes, but can you stay here and talk for a bit? I'm so sad. There's no one to talk to me right now." I felt sorry for the girl, so I smiled and stayed to talk, and then walked around the house to see. I admit that her parents were quite well off, and most of the furniture in the house was expensive. She gently handed me a can of beer and smiled and said, "Have some water. My house only has beer and soft drinks because we don't have anything else to drink." "You're so thoughtful. I can drink anything. Just show me." I opened the can of beer and drank. After a while, I turned on the machine to teach her some simple but useful operations, and she was also eager to learn. I don't like to be around children much, but whatever. As long as she has feelings for me, that's fine. After a while, I turned to the girl and asked, "What's your name? Can you tell me?" "My name is Hunter Huyen, and what's your name?" "My name is Jason. Are you in 11th or 12th grade?" "I'm in 12th grade. I did it in 11th grade. Generally doing it is also good. Looking at you like this, I think many girls have done it with you, right? Do you have a wife yet?" "I haven't done anything yet, but no one has married me." "Heh. How does it feel to do it so soon?" "Of course I don't like it. It feels so strange." "Haven't you done it yet? Why are you asking me that?" I pretended to be cold and said, "I haven't. At most I'll just watch a movie. Who would I do it with? Who would I do it with?" The girl now seemed to be very interested. She raised her head and said to me, "So, do you like doing it? I'll do it with you." I really didn't expect young people to be able to say it so directly to me. I also didn't think I could be so comfortable, so I was a bit shy. However, I really like doing it with this girl, looking at her beautiful young figure. Her white face is quite innocent, although her eyes and eyebrows also revealed something unusual. When I heard Layla say that, I smiled and said back, "Are you kidding me? What do you mean, do? You're still very young, little sister. You can't do it yet." I hate people saying I'm very young, but if you do that, how young are you anymore? Or are you looking down on me? No, I wouldn't dare look down on you. If you let me do it, I'd love it even more. Besides, I'm afraid your parents will find out. Then what? Besides, if something happens, it'll be over for me. I don't want to get married, and you still have to study. Doing this has nothing to do with studying. I've missed it after not doing it for months. Before I could come to my senses, Layla had already moved closer to me and hugged me tightly, her soft, fragrant hair making me extremely happy. Although she was still small, she was also very strong, hugging me tightly, her 2 grapefruits gently rubbing against my shirt. The feelings gradually became unbearable because it had been a long time since I had felt a girl hug me like this. I could not miss such a feeling. I gently put my hand behind Layla's shirt and rubbed it gently. Layla's breathing gradually became rapid and hotter. I knew that Layla liked it. I slowly kissed her red lips. Her plump lips looked extremely lovely, slowly biting those lips so that I could feel the sweetness inside. That's enough, right? You and I are more than fine like this. Layla still hugged me tightly and said, "No, I want to do it with you. I gave you everything, but I can't take it anymore. And you kissed me like that. How dare you say you haven't done it? I don't believe it." After saying that, Layla pushed me down on Layla's fragrant bed. I thought that since it had come to this, I would do it anyway, and Layla would probably like it. Thinking like that, I pulled Layla down with me and we wrapped around each other again. Layla now slipped her hand inside my shirt and rubbed it gently. I also slipped my hand inside and slowly rubbed Layla's soft back. And in the small room, Layla and I did that together for nearly 2 hours. I didn't think that a girl who was only in 12th grade would have such skillful and proficient skills. She was the one who guided me and helped me learn many positions that I had only known in movies before. When I finished, I put on my clothes and gently put Layla's clothes back on and went home. On the way, I was a little tired from doing that, but I liked it, and since I liked it, I thought about Mary. I didn't know what Mary was like, but she must have made me feel so good that I couldn't describe it. I'm looking forward to talking to Mary tonight. I don't dare to do anything about it, but it's nice to have a good chat. Ladies and gentlemen, part 1 of the story will stop here. Thank you for taking the time to watch the entire video. Hopefully the details and emotions in the story have brought you interesting and meaningful moments. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below the video to let me know your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any stories in the future. Each of your subscriptions and likes will motivate Jane and the program production team to create more interesting videos. And now, see you again in part 2 of the story. Wish you a wonderful day.